Let me fix my microphone and audio for just a second. Hold on. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Let me take this off. How's everybody doing today? I apologize about being late. I feel like I'm always late with these lives because I underestimate my time. I'm always like, oh, I have so much time, and then it ends up I don't have that much time, so I apologize. I do my video recordings before. Fix my hair. I do my video recordings before I go live. So sometimes I end up being late, and I highly apologize. I really don't like to be late in my daily life. I'm never late, but for these, I don't. I think in my mentality, I'm like, oh, I have time. So I apologize. You can always rewatch it. Yeah, if you missed out, I apologize again profusely. Hi, Hazelated. Welcome. Hi, everybody. I missed you guys so much last week. I am in the process of doing something else in my life. So last week I had to spend some time doing administration, and I had to go to the office, blah blah blah, to get that done. But I am back live today. Hopefully I'll be able to go live tomorrow. I have to go back to the office tomorrow to do something. So if it goes well, then I might be able to do a live, but I can't promise tomorrow to do live. Okay, so today doing an update. I want to start with Rihanna, her Super Bowl. Then we'll do Gigi. Then we'll do Alec Baldwin. If you're rewatching this later, just stay tuned till the end. Oh, thank you so much, dear. Thank you. I actually put two on. I put a pink as an undertone, and then I put purple. So I feel like sometimes if I just do purple, it kind of looks weird. Okay, so I got this beautiful dream catcher behind me. I don't know if you guys can see. I should move a little bit so you guys can see. When I do my video recordings, you can see it, but the lens is quite is longer for my computer. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Please like the video, everybody. Please share. I'm gonna put up my hair because it's a little messy. Doesn't look that great when it's done. How's everybody doing? I missed you guys so much. Oh my gosh. It's been 2 weeks. Two weeks. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I'm going to be talking first and foremost about Rihanna and her performance. What did you guys think? I was not a fan at all. I think it was the worst halftime I've ever seen, honestly. Let me clean my screen a little bit. It was the worst halftime I've ever seen. No, I'm just going to be honest. I know she's pregnant. I know people are making tons of excuses for her, but Rihanna's never been a performer, Beyonce, as much as I criticize her about certain things she does, and that's the thing, I feel like we can have nuance in life. We can say, like, Rihanna's beautiful. I admire so much what she's done with Fenty. I admire a lot of what she's done in general, but as a performer, vocals, zero talent. Absolutely zero talent. I guess she couldn't cancel and her condition she went with it. Yeah, but I mean, Beyonce was pregnant. Super Bowl, Beyonce was pregnant in 2016. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I might have the dates mixed up, but I'm pretty sure she was pregnant for Super Bowl and she was jumping. She was pregnant with those twins. She was jumping and, going wild. But I mean, I suppose we can't really compare Beyonce and Rihanna. I think they're always being compared. So it's not really fair, but I just found it to be very lackluster. Very lackluster. I loved the cinematography, like how She went up really high. I give her props for that. But like I said, it's nuanced. You can agree with some things and disagree with the others. She was lip syncing the whole time, which is just not cool. As a former singer, it is not okay to lip sync. I mean, look at Lady Gaga. Okay, Lady Gaga, one of the best performances ever for Super Bowl. Personally, I don't agree with some of what Lady Gaga does, but as a performer, she gives 110%. Like, she was phenomenal. You could tell she wasn't lip syncing. You know, like when people lip sync, it's just like, oh my gosh. Or when it's visible lip syncing, you know, like Britney Spears. Britney Spears lip syncs, but she kind of has to because she's going up and down, you know? She's like doing cartwheels and stuff. If you're just standing dancing, you should not be lip syncing. You really should not be lip syncing. It's just like a no. And I think the level of quality of music has just gone so down. I was watching the Grammys and I'm like, what has happened? You know, I hardly ever watch the Grammys. I'm just fix this. Sorry, guys. I haven't watched the Grammys in a very long time. I watched it for the first time this year. Well, I watched one or two performances because I just couldn't get through it, honestly. I couldn't even get through Rihanna's the rest of Rihanna's performance. I was just like, what is going on? It was so disappointing. That's true. Like, what's true about Beyonce? But yeah, Beyonce gives her all. And like I said, I've criticized her about taking other people's work. I believe taking other people's work. This is very lackluster. One of my favorites, Shakira and J-Lo. J-Lo is not the best singer at all. It's funny. I actually just met one of J-Lo's family members, which is very interesting that I'm talking about that. But J-Lo's not the best entertainer. I mean, she's not the best singer, but she can deliver. Do you know what I'm saying? Shakira, same thing. Delivered. They gave such a wonderful performance. But this, I was just like, I couldn't even get through. It's the first halftime show. I haven't been able to get through. Yeah, I think she's beautiful. The ground is beautiful, and so forth. Okay, so let me get into the reading. Just want to give my advice. They were a joke, right? And I almost feel like something very dark is going on in Hollywood. So let's see what's behind pushing plus no surprise guest. If she's pregnant and can handle it, then bring. I agree. I completely agree. Thank you, fam. Thank you. People are like, because I was talking about it with different people at work and people that I just encountering, and they were like, well, she's pregnant. And I'm like, but Beyonce was pregnant. Like, 1 minute, we want to be like, oh, woman, we can handle pregnancy. You know, we can work, we can do this. It's not a handicap. And then when we don't do a good job, oh, but she was pregnant. Like, we can't, you know, I heard this phrase about, hi dear, how are you? Yeah, I'm so glad you could join. I heard this phrase about Amber Heard, and it said we can't be the victim. You can't be the victim and the villain at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, the hero at the same time. So we have to decide, especially as women, either if we're pregnant, we take a stand back. I think she could have postponed it. I believe, no, that was Coachella that Beyonce postponed. But I just feel like Fem said, you can bring on other people to make your performance better. So let's see what's behind the change. Because she wasn't initially going to do Super Bowl. I wanted to see what was behind the change and the motivation behind why she decided to do Super Bowl. And people are like, oh, you know, because they never used to get paid, right, for Super Bowl. I think they just started getting paid, or they don't get paid at all. And I also didn't like how she put on her Fenty. Trust me, I have Fenty makeup. I love Fenty makeup. It's not an advert because they're not my sponsor, but I'm just saying that I feel as though when somebody has a criticism against a performer or so forth and so forth, people be like, oh, you're being such a hater. It's like, no, I'm not being a hater. hate it. I'm just telling the truth. It was not good. It was awful. Yes, using pregnancy as an excuse. She gets way too much grace. And trust me, like I said, I think I think Rihanna is beautiful. I think she's very smart. I think her product, her Fenty, is gorgeous. I think Fenty Savage is gorgeous. I think she's done so many great things, but this was not it. So I want to see the motivation behind it. I want to see what's going on. Thank you for the criticism. I mean, thank you, not criticism, excuse me, your critique and your comments. So Queen of Wands. Okay, so maybe the Fenty business is not going as well as we thought it is going. I mean, it's made her a billionaire, but I think there's been a lot of competition. The Queen of Wands is often competitive, action-oriented, and wants to get something done. So, excuse me. Yes, very successful. Like that's what I said, and that's what I was telling. I was talking to this colleague. I don't know if I said it earlier here or when I was recording the videos, but I was talking to this colleague, and I was like, it was a terrible. I'm a very honest person. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh, if somebody says, oh, how do I look? And I'm like, oh, you look great, and you don't look great. Do you know what I'm saying? I have to be completely honest because I think honesty is how we grow. So I asked her, what did you think about it? And she was like, no, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing her. But it just gave me a glimpse into why some people are just very supportive of this performance. And she said to me, she was like, to me, Rihanna can do no wrong. And I always say this, I'm a Kanye West fan. I love a lot of what he's done. But I'm not going to sit there and say that I agree with everything he's done. Some of his performances suck. He's human. Some of his songs I don't like. One of the albums, not Kids See Ghosts, but On God, I do not like that album. I do not like it at all. I'm not going to say, okay, just because Kanye West, he can do no wrong. Everyone can do wrong. We're human, you know? So it just gave me a sneak peek into, like Fem is saying, she gets way too much grace. And I was just like, really? This is halftime? And, you know, I'm just thinking about like Michael Jackson. If anybody remembers, I don't think I was born yet, but I remember watching it because I'm obsessed with Michael Jackson. Same thing about Michael Jackson. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, but some things I don't agree with. Some things he's done that I'm not going to say, oh, just because I love him, he can do no wrong, you know? So Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, the national anthem, like the level of quality has gone so down, and it's very disappointing. So I see that there might be competition. I think in the beginning of Fenty, she was one of the only real brands that was really doing what she does as being a celebrity makeup brand. But now there's more competition and she needs to get herself out there more. And I think this is one of the ways of doing it. That's why she put on the makeup in the middle. And I thought it was just so tacky. I want to hear from somebody that did like it. Did anybody like it? And I don't want to hear that she can do no wrong. That's not a proper reason. I want to hear somebody that actually liked the composition. I mean, I liked the composition, but liked her singing. Not the song sequence, because that was probably put together by her branding person. There's a lot of people, this is so funny. I said in one of my lives, one of my videos, that Beyonce is the most fabricated artist out there, but I really am starting to think it's Rihanna. That marketing has pushed her. I mean, there have been so many other talented people that have not made it. And yes, she has it factor, but zero dancing skills, zero singing skills. I'm like, how has this? It's almost like the emperor has, you know that story, the emperor has no clothes or something like that. That's what I feel like about Rihanna. I'm like, how did she make it so far with almost no talent? I know it's not in front of me, but I'm not gonna lie to anybody about it. Okay, so I see here that there's definitely the prominent reason was to push the Fenty brand. I think there is a man, I see a man behind her who wants more sales, who had invested in her and wants more sales, especially Nine of Swords. You can see the card here. Nine of Swords implies to me that sales were not doing that good, especially recently. Sales for Fenty have not been doing that good. So I think that's the main reason she did this. Yeah, with the Chariot. They want an increase in sales. You know, I actually realize now, I watched this YouTube channel, I forgot what it's called, but they talk about makeup. I love makeup, and they talk about like different brands not doing that well right now. And I just got reminded of this. There's one that I didn't watch that was talking about Fenty. It said the rise and fall of Fenty. And I think she's afraid it's not going to do well. That's why now she's going to push herself out there more. So that's what I have for you all. Please comment, especially if you're free watching, like the video. Let's get into Gigi Hadid's whole interview. And then I'll end it with Alec, Mr. Baldwin. Okay, let's see. Gigi Hadid, on Gigi Hadid. The energy behind it. Okay, so the Chariot again. So I think Gigi has this feeling like people perceive her a certain way that she wants to get away from. And I think she kind of wants to get away from the whole like, I'm Zayn Malik's ex-girlfriend. I'm Zayn Malik's baby mama. She wants to rebrand herself as a businesswoman. I did say she was going to launch a few things. Excuse me, 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. She's going to relaunch a few things. Yeah. She's going to relaunch a few things and really get like in the habit of really being there for herself. And I don't know if that makes any sense, especially with 5 Pentacles. Like, she feels like some people have left her behind. Haven't believed in her. I haven't read the interview. This is just the energy that I get. I can tell in words. She feels 3 of Wands. Like, now it's time to take action and change the trajectory of her career. She doesn't want to be seen anymore, which is the irony of her being naked. But she doesn't want to be seen as a model anymore. She's going to take herself very, very seriously. And she's going to be seen more like in businesses. Kind of pull up Kim Kardashian, but people are going to take her seriously because she's not Kim Kardashian. Which, yeah, so that's what I have for you. Does anybody have any questions, any comments? I would love to hear. If nobody's joined the live, also please like the video if you are here. If nobody's joined the live that agrees with Rihanna's performance, please write in the comment section if you liked her performance and why. And I don't want to hear that because you are a Rihanna fan, she can do no wrong. To me, that is not a real reason. I'd like a reason other than the song sequence. What did she do as a performer? Her singing, her dancing. How did she deliver that you agree with? That's what I want to hear. Because I like to hear other people's opinions. I really do. Okay, last is Alec Baldwin. They said he's going to start production arrest. In fact, it's funny because I predicted a huge scandal with Alec Baldwin and realized it's going to be this huge. And my love goes out to Helena Hudgens' family. It's very unfortunate if you don't know what I'm talking about. Alec Baldwin was just charged with. Wow. Okay. This is a lot. It's a lot. So 4 Cups, the Tower, on the Harford. He's really not doing well. And I don't want to make this a pity party for him. I do not like the guy at all. I really don't like Alec Baldwin. And I've said this before. His wife used to be my yoga teacher, which is so crazy. Very, very crazy. But his wife used to be my yoga teacher in New York, in the East Village. And yeah, she came across like, my friend really liked her. I wasn't too crazy about her. I thought she was kind of fake. She seemed sweet though, but she seemed like she was being sweet because she was like always on stage. You know how there's some people that they feel like they're always being looked at, so that's why they act a certain way. That's the sense that I got with her. I don't know if that makes any sense. So with the High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles and stuff, I have pictured this before already. She's gonna act like the victim. Hillary is gonna act like the victim and be like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, blah blah blah, and basically pull like the victim story to gain notoriety and to separate herself from any charges he has. I did also say, if it goes to trial for Alec Baldwin, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I strongly believe if he goes to trial, he will be convicted. So, yeah. Does anybody have any last comments? I will try my best to go live tomorrow. Like I said, I'm in the process of doing something tomorrow. Well, in my life that requires a lot of going administration. Honestly, it's giving me such a headache and like it's really annoying. But I have to do it because something very big that I've been working on, and I can't wait to share with you guys. But in the interim, I can't do as many lives because I have to go in the day, and that's usually when it has the best lighting and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, it was just basically more a Fenty promo. She's got hits to be honest. The visual was great. We all know really, yeah, 100%. Very well said, Amy. Very, very, very well said. He didn't, no. But they're not going to say that. It's not that he didn't load the gun. It's that he should have known that there's a possibility that something lethal might be in the gun. They're also going to prosecute him as a producer and not as an actor. I see very strongly too the armorer turning against him. She's almost ready to cut a plea deal. I feel her very strongly. By April, she will have cut a plea deal. It's not looking good for him at all. I did not like the Rihanna performance. I did like yes, I love her song. Her songs are great. She's got a great song catalog. I especially love, I'm such a romantic. I'm such a romantic, once I open my heart to somebody, I like give and give and give. So I love We Found Love. It's like one of my favorite songs. I'd go spinning and I was doing Soul Cycle and the song came on and I was just like, oh, it's like I also really love Calvin Harris. So I grew up on Calvin Harris. So she has a great song catalog. But like I said, if you know people, if you have connections, and she has a very beautiful face, I think she has it factor. They pumped a ton of money into her to make her a star. And I think it's very evident that there's not really that much behind the star quality to back up her being one, honestly. So yeah, that's what I have for you all. Thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys joining. I'll try my best to go live, like I said, tomorrow, and I'm so grateful you came. Please like, share, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.